Hello, my name is Joachim. I'm a psychotherapist working in Berlin, Germany. I'm working online with clients all over the world, and this is my first podcast. And normally, clients see me there on the table, but this is a podcast about taking a look behind the scenes of a psychotherapeutic practice. So, why do I do that? There are so many podcasts around. And I realized, because before many clients asked, do you do this? Do you have a podcast? And I always said no, because I had a feeling there's enough around. But I realized, why do I do this job anyway? I love books. I could sell books. I love the opera. I could work at the opera. So why do I do that? And my intention is, when I work as a therapist, I want you to be free. I want you to live a life that is worth living. And for me, a life worth living means to live a life that makes sense to you and to the world equally. And many times this means that we offer something that you are able to work in a way you would like to work, to live in the way you would like to live. But my intention is that you, as a human being, not only have a good life, but that you also serve others, that they live a good life. And this is where I see myself. I'm serving, I'm wanting to serve, I'm wanting to give others the opportunity to get to know themselves better, to be able to do what they need to do and to do good in the world, to make a change in the world. For me, this means that there's always the Spirit with us, the Spirit guiding us. And this is something that is maybe new. Normally, in therapeutic work, we look at the soul and we look on the mechanics of the soul, the dynamics. And normally, in a therapeutic practice, we don't talk about God. Normally, we don't talk about whatever the higher force is, whatever we call it. Some people don't like even the word God because it was abused so much. I understand that. But for me, it's important that the Spirit actually takes over and guides us through the challenges, but also gives us the opportunity to find true meaning in our lives. So when I'm asking myself, why do I not work at the opera? Why do I not sell books or whatever I love to do? It's because I want to enable a person to overcome challenges, to be able that the spirit of this person takes over and actually allows this person to lead a life with meaning. And for this, I make this podcast to give you tools that you are able to overcome your challenges, and with that, to become the human you want to be, to live the life you want to live, and to serve the people and the purpose you want to serve. For this, I do this. Welcome to the podcast. So, why did you come here? I mean, to this podcast to listen to what I have to offer. But what I'm talking about is, why did you come here into this world? What's the meaning of all of it? What's the purpose? Many times clients who come to me with a depression, burnout, feeling confused, maybe they sleep badly, maybe they just had something going on with their relationship and they broke up. Whatever the challenges are, many times this is opening up to a way bigger question. Why did you actually come here into this world? Many don't even ask this question. It's buried under all the everyday challenges, the struggles, financial issues, and it's totally understandable. Part of my work in my practice is to uncover all of what is burdening this person, to kind of lift this, to actually allow for a deeper meaning to open up. Because many times people are not allowing themselves to even ask that question anymore, because the struggles on an everyday basis are too strong. So what I'm offering here is, I want you to be able to feel what your purpose is, what is your path in the world. And what I'm offering here are tools that allow you to feel yourself better, to know what you want, to know what is meaningful to you, and to go from there. This is what I'm wanting to share with you. And it's many times possible in one-on-one sessions, or do also groups online. But I'm wanting to offer this for you to check it out for yourself, maybe in a way of self-study, if you want to do that. If you have questions, please allow yourself to ask. Feel free to do that. I'm happy to respond the way I can. And when we look at all these different issues, depression, sleeping badly, even relationship topics, even topics in the job, struggles with coworkers. Many times these are just symptoms. And when we look at it, when we want to understand why do these symptoms show, we need to understand what your system actually wants to tell you. This is my work. When somebody asks me, what's the work as a therapist? What do you do? Some think I have the magic wand or the magic pill to offer, and then everything is shiny and new. No, what I'm doing is I'm supporting a person to find herself or himself, to find his or her truth. And I'm doing that by accompanying with my skills. And I will offer and tell you about these skills one after the other, with the intention that you use them yourself. Because this is what I see as my purpose in the world. A part of it is to offer that people can live the lives that they came here for. So what's the first thing you want to do? To find out what is meaningful to you. Because I think it's unique, it's specific for each person. I don't know what your purpose is. You have to find out. What I can offer is that I give you the tools for it to find out. And what's the number one tool for that? It's unlocking your body wisdom. Okay, so that's interesting, because in the beginning I shared, I want that your spirit can take over, that your spirit can guide you. So now I say number one is your body. How's that? Well, that's exactly what we need to look at, because I believe your spirit has a body experience. All the questions we are having, all the questions clients are coming with to me, are only because you embodied in this world. If you wouldn't have a body, we would nothing to have to talk about. There would be no issues of any kind of illnesses. There would be no issues of feeling bad, feeling good, whatever. The body is the reference point for the spirit. Because some people think, well, there are, for example, celestial beings, we can call them angels, If you believe in them, okay, well, they don't have a body. And this is exactly the difference. This makes us human. And when someone wants to bring something good into the world, to bring the spirit into the world, it needs to be embodied. It needs to come through the body. And then we have to know to unlock the wisdom of the body, because there's a lot of wisdom in the body locked for many people. We need to look at that. So unlocking your body wisdom, what do we start with? When a client comes with a symptom, I take this as an entry gate together with the client to see where does this want to lead us. And this is what the body is good for. It's an access gate. It's a point of entry where to into your landscape of your soul. And we will talk about soul and spirit and what's the difference here. So now, just for now, let's take this, that your body is an entry gate to your soul. This is why you want to understand your body, because your soul speaks through your body so that you start to listen to your soul. Right? So I can give you an example. For example, one client comes and says, well, I have a headache all the time. I was at the doctor's, they don't find anything. What's going on here? Okay. So that's my work now as a Gestalt therapist. Gestalt means form. This is kind of a form that the client brings, the symptom. And there's a magic in a symptom. A symptom is always strong enough to reveal something. It wants to reveal something. On the other hand, it is also concealing something. It's concealing its true purpose. The symptom doesn't say, well, please look at your old feelings with your former partner. Well, it's not happening. The symptom comes as a constant headache. So there is a revelation in that, a sensation, and then there is a concealment covering up what it's actually about. This is how the soul works. It always works with concealing and revealing at the same time in a balance that is exactly good for you now. In your state, on your pathway, the soul knows, okay, let's send this symptom to kind of knock on your door and ask for attention. And when you are really listening, then you find out what wants to be revealed through that concealed knocking on your door. So your soul constantly knocks through your body at your door of awareness. So let's see, where does it want to lead you? So what we said is, the symptom of a body works with revelation and concealment at the same time. There's a balance. Something wants to be revealed, but in a way that is not too strong. Otherwise, if the symptom would straightforward say, look at your past with your ex-partner, it would go like, oh, whoa, I don't want to go there. Most of the times we hear the call, but then we say, no, I'm good with that. I'm done. But then the soul says again, like, knock, knock. So the soul uses the body to remind you there's unfinished business. That's a term in the Gestalt therapy we use, unfinished business. Something wants to be completed here. And what we do is we take this as valid information, what the body brings. If we said, for example, a headache that doesn't have a physical reason, of course, this needs to be looked at first. If there's a physical reason, well, let's take a look at that. But if there is none, then we should check it out. Then the soul speaks to you, the language of the soul. We want to understand that. And so, for example, if a client comes to me and offers this headache, so I will ask the client, well, how does it feel like? And the client might go, well, it feels like somebody's hammering on my head all the time. Okay, so there we have it. We have a sensation, first of all. It's the headache. It's a specific sensation, a hammering headache. And then when we open up to and use this as a valid information on the soul level, then there's something coming. Then the client says, well, it feels like somebody does that. So that's an addition here to the sensation. There's an image. This client depicts himself or herself being under a hammer of something. So we use that and we keep going there. Then the client might say, well, it reminds me of something, old experiences, when somebody was knocking on my door in a way that felt bad maybe, or felt really strong, or there was something going on that was really like leaving an imprint. So then all of a sudden we use the gate from the body and we land on the landscape of the soul. And this is something that most people don't know, that while we live a physical life, a regular material life on the streets, in our apartments, while this is happening on the surface, at the same time, there is an inner landscape we are walking, and the soul is walking with us on this inner landscape while we walk up there on the streets. And we need to be able to differentiate these levels, first off, but then to also use the information on both levels, the material, the physical informations, and the information on the landscape of the soul. And one information is, and the crucial information is, feelings. This is on the landscape of the soul. Feelings are the reference point, the landmarks of the soul that we want to be able to differentiate and to learn. So now what we have is, we had a symptom. It leads us into the landscape of the soul, and the body was the entry gate for that. So let's make a pin here on that and find out what else can we use in our body that the soul does not have to send us a symptom, because it's painful most of the times. It's kind of disturbing, whatever it is. It's in a way, it's like it causes something, some disturbance, and maybe we will always need these symptoms in one way or the other, but maybe there are also other possibilities to use the language of the soul to be able to find the path. And again, what I'm doing here is offering this to you, that you find your path in the world to your meaning. And we will look out for other things apart from the symptoms that also guide you to the landscape of your soul. Thank you. Welcome to a meaningful life.